Sunday morning, we woke up to a crisp, beautiful, bright, sunny morning, and Vicky got up and made everybody breakfast.
Don't get the mess.
The dogs were ready to have their breakfast too. Vicky made bacon and eggs and sausage for everybody before we went outside to play frisbees. We've got quite a bit of work to get done today. How much of it will get done, I'm not sure. Matt was asleep in the motorhome till we woke him up to come in and get breakfast. I know I need to go to Jegs today, and we've got a bunch of cars to get moved. We got to get Billy's truck unloaded. We got to get the Malibu finished up in the shop. We got to get my Nova moved, and the Dart's still sitting here. The old Dart's been parked in the yard ever since Allison broke the rear end in it the other night. But before we can do anything, we got to get Matt's El Camino off the trailer out back. So Billy went back to help him. They need to hook up the trailer to my dually and haul it down to Billy's storage unit. So I figure while Billy and Matt's moving the El Camino, I'll go in the shop and go ahead and pull the 6AL box out of the Malibu and get all my stuff ready to go to Jegs. I've got a bunch of parts I need to return, and I need to get this MSD box swapped out. Oh boy.
Guess what?
What?
Your favorite show starts tonight.
I know.
The new season of Yellowstone.
Oh my God. I can't wait. Like,
We've
this
had
is the highlight of my
extended,
year.
Delayed and extended, but tonight's the night.
And you look so pretty today.
Thank you. And guess what?
What?
There's a turkey in the oven.
There's a turkey in the oven? You
Big
made
turkey
breakfast?
dinner. Yep, I made breakfast. Now there's a turkey roasting, and we will have a big dinner with gravy and mashed potatoes
Oh
and corn.
my God. I love you more than you can imagine.
Can you see the
I can.
angel halo? Am I
Yes.
illuminating?
You are illuminating. All right, so I got to take some parts back to Jegs.
Imagine that, a trip to Jegs.
Well, I think I'm going to take the 55 today. It might be the last nice day for a while.
Okay.
Cool?
Yep.
I love you. So I walk out back and fire up the old 55 Chevy, back it out of the shed, pull it around front, and let it warm up for a little bit. Then run back in the shop, grab my parts, toss them in the seat, and head straight for the gas station. The old 55 is a little bit low on fuel, and the trip to Columbus is going to take probably a half a tank or so. The 55's got 410 gears in it, no overdrive, so it uses some fuel on the interstate. Luckily, it's nice and cool out today, so I'm not going to have to worry about it getting hot on the interstate. But the fuel prices, that's something else. $4 a gallon for 92 octane today. I'm sure it's worse in other places, but it still ain't very good here. So anyway, after reciting the Let's Go Brandon song for about 15 minutes in my head, I jumped on the interstate, hopped on 70, went through the gears in the old 55, wound her up to about 70 miles an hour, and we're on our way. Luckily, the Jegs on 11th Avenue in Columbus is only about 35 minutes away from our shop. It's not too bad of a drive. I got a kick out of these little guys standing there in the window looking at the 55 when I pulled up. Anyway, I go inside, and lo and behold, Miss Kimmy's in there. She got me all taken care of after I explained to her what I needed to get done, what I needed to return, and what I needed to exchange. And then I hopped back on the road to head home to get some work done. What is going on here?
So what we've got here is we're trying to do the exhaust on the Malibu,
Yeah?
but we are just not quite set up with the tools needed to do so. So I sent Billy back out.
If the audio gets screwed up, it's the dogs chasing a frisbee around the floor.
It's all over the frisbee. So I sent Billy out. He's going to go pick up a portable bandsaw and It sucks because right now it's gonna, you know, take whatever 30-40 minutes for him to get there and get back, but that's gonna save us a lot of time and headache on this.
Yeah.
So hopefully when he gets back, we'll start cutting, and I've fit pipes together before, so I think this will go a little bit quicker than maybe we were anticipating. Hopefully be cruising around tonight. I don't know, is that the only thing that's keeping it from driving around, is the exhaust?
As far as I know.
If that's it, it's not gonna take us but a couple hours to knock this out.
Cool.
Especially once we get in a rhythm and figure out who's marking, who's cutting, who's welding, whatever.
All right. So while Matt's calculating the exhaust work out in the garage, the sun's starting to go down. It was fairly warm today, but as the night sets in, the cold temperatures do also. So I decided it's probably best if I go ahead and get Billy's truck warmed up and unloaded before we have to ether it to death to get it started. So I go out back, fire up a little S10, and let it warm up for a few minutes before I back it off the trailer and stick it under the barn roof out back. Now Billy's truck runs on methanol, which makes it terribly cold-blooded, but we use a lean-out valve hooked to the carburetor to lean the air-fuel mixture out to let the engine warm up faster. We also use a thermostat in the thermostat housing that doesn't open until 180 degrees. So even with temperatures down into the 30s, the little truck will actually warm up relatively quick. Anyhow, once I got the truck off the trailer, I went ahead and put the 55 away, and Tommy decided it was time to move the Dart back to Allison's house. The time change and getting so dark so early is really screwing things up for us. It's kind of depressing knowing that winter's right around the corner, but Vicky's dinners always seem to make me feel a little bit better. Turkey, noodles, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, the whole 9 yards. We all sat down, had dinner last night and watched Yellowstone, and then woke up this morning to the neighbor getting his beans off the field across the street. Another beautiful day here in Ohio. Until Paige the Deuce shows up. She's gotten internet famous for pooping in my bathroom, and that little bit of internet fame has gone straight to her head. Well, well, well. If it isn't Paige the Deuce.
Oh, bite me.
What are you doing? Now you're eating my food?
I am. It's lunch break.
You've got a fan club now on Facebook.
On YouTube. My sister loves me, unlike you.
It's not your sister. You have literally fans.
You do have some fans.
Someone posted on my SRC Garage Facebook page if they could start a fans page for Paige Ann.
Is that like a fans only?
No.
Hey, if they're willing to pay me $49.99 a month, I just might.
Well, what do we get for that?
The privilege of knowing me.
That's not enough. You've got fans now, Paige. I've made you famous. Paige
No workplaces,
the
no
Deuce.
school.
Once she figured out I had tagged her on Facebook on this post asking for a fans page, she starts going through all the friend requests. Gold digging.
No schools to show.
No mutual friends.
No, sir.
You're a gold digger, Paige.
He can't afford the $49.99.
You're a freaking gold digger.
And I don't even know. Wait, we're going to check out and see who this other dude is.
Oh, here we go. She's checking out all the guys on Facebook. All right, tell everybody what you want to say.
I don't poop at Bill's.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Then why does it always smells funny in there when you get done?
Because you've been in there first.
No. Once I got a chance to eat and get Paige Ann out of my house, I went outside to get the grass cut. The neighbor was back running beans across the street. And the boys had quite a bit of work to do in the garage. We need to dig into this Falcon and see what in the heck's going on with it. Kenny and Matt drained the oil out of the Falcon, which was terribly milky, but we found no signs of any kind of engine damage whatsoever. Just to be safe, the boys decided to pull the pan off of it and check everything out, and still couldn't find anything wrong. In other news, Billy got the Malibu finished up. He's got all the exhaust on. He and Matt put exhaust on it the other night, and it sounds and drives so nice. He's so happy with it, and I am so pleased at how that thing's coming out. Back in the shop, work continues on trying to figure out what's going on with the Falcon, and Kenny's been working on my workbench putting outlets up. So I've got electric outlets to plug everything in on my workbench. Alright, welcome back everybody. Out here in the shop tonight, the boys looked through the LS motor very closely and pulled the oil pan and couldn't find anything wrong with the engine. They've diagnosed it down to a transmission issue. If you put it in neutral or park, it rattles and makes noise. If you put it in gear, it quits making noise. And we checked the thrust bearing. I already figured, check that, and it's not the thrust bearing. There's nothing in the pan. There's nothing seemingly wrong with the Falcon. They took it out and made a test hit earlier tonight. I was taking a nap when they did that, so that's coming up on Billy's channel in the next day or so. But Billy's over here right now pulling the transmission out of the Falcon as we speak, and he's going to take, well, Tommy's going to take it up to Dion tomorrow morning, and Dion's going to take a look at it and see what's wrong with it, if anything, and hopefully fix it on the spot. If not, we've got Tommy's Power Glide here out of his S10, or well, it's not out of his S10, it's never been in his S10, but we've got a good Power Glide laying back here ready to go. It's got a different low gear set in it. It's a 180 instead of a 158 or a 159, but it's better than nothing. So we do plan on going to Crossville this weekend. I hope to have both the Falcon and the S10 there. Billy's got to pull the head off the S10 and replace the head gasket tomorrow. I think he and Kenny plan on doing that tomorrow. And while Tommy's taking the transmission for the Falcon up to Dion. So we're going to try. I can't promise anything, but we're going to try to have both of them at Crossville, Tennessee. So if you guys have been in the comments and you're asking, are you still going to Crossville? Are you still going to Crossville? We plan on still going to Crossville. In other news, Matt still doesn't have his Nova back. It's still at Lucor. They're still trying to get it aligned. They're waiting on parts. I don't know what parts, but they're waiting on parts. And Matt is hoping he can go get his Nova tomorrow. And Matt, you gonna have a video up anytime soon?
If I go get the Nova tomorrow, I'll make a video tomorrow.
Okay. So Matt says if he goes and picks up the Nova tomorrow, he'll have a video up maybe tomorrow night of getting the car and getting it back here, and he's going to try and go to Crossville with it. You're going to Crossville regardless, aren't you?
Yeah, I have to go no matter what.
Okay, so Matt's going to Crossville regardless whether he gets the car back or not. It would be a bonus if he gets the car back, but even if the Nova doesn't make it, he's still going. So. Oh yeah, and Billy finished the exhaust on the Malibu. That's coming up on his channel as well. He put 3-inch, well, he and Matt put 3-inch polished stainless exhaust on this thing. TIG welded it all and hung a pair of Flowmaster mufflers underneath of it. It sounds really good. The car drives really good. We got a little problem with the transmission. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it shifts from first to second as soon as the car moves. You can barely even hear it. You can feel it downshift when it stops. You know, when you stop, you can feel it downshift into low. But as soon as you take off, it's like the car moves 3 feet and it shifts into second. And then from second to third, you have to be 65 miles an hour to get it to shift. So I don't know what we're going to do there. Something going on with the transmission. We've got to look into that. But the car runs incredible. We did put the new MSD box in it. We got the ignition system fixed. It fired right up. It's got the MSD billet distributor in it again with the melanized gear. And believe it or not, the little Brawler carburetor, we literally took it out of the box and put it right on the car, and it's flawless. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it fires right up instantly, idles clean, drives perfectly clean, no hesitation, nothing. I mean, it's like as close to spot on as anything I've ever seen come out of the box. So that's really good news. So more on the Malibu in the coming days. I don't know how much time he's going to have to work on it since we're trying to get ready to go to Crossville, and we've got to leave for Crossville Thursday. And tonight's Monday night around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So I don't know how much time he'll have to work on the Malibu this week, but the Malibu is up and running. It is drivable, and it's so nice, so nice. Power steering, power brakes. The air conditioning will be hooked up for next summer. And believe it or not, we don't even have a fan on it right now. It's got an electric fan on it, but it's not wired. And of course, it's fairly cool here right now in November, but I drove it around today for probably 20 minutes and it never went over 160 degrees without a fan. And it's on pump gas, so that's pretty incredible. But really happy for him on that. The car is so nice. That car is absolutely gorgeous. Just a phenomenal car. Like, you can't hardly, that's got to be one of the lowest mileage 79 Malibus in existence. 25,777 miles. So anyway, guys, that's going to about do it for tonight. I'm going to go over here and check on the kids, see how they're doing. We gotta get this other Power Glide put up in the Falcon, or I don't know what we're gonna do. We may just wait and see if Dion can fix that one tomorrow while Tommy's up there. So we'll see how that goes. We'll have another update for y'all tomorrow. See you at Crossville, Tennessee. Good night, guys.